So the tariffs will go forward, yes, and we're going to make up a lot of territory. All we want is reciprocal. We want reciprocity. We want to have the same.
All right, let's go into Trump tariff 51st state. Trump says the tariffs are coming March 1st, which is mere days away. We've got a video of this. He says it'll be very good for his country. Maybe. But let's just hope they stay off oil and gas, because further down, he says some very nice things about Canadian oil and gas. We'll get to that in a second.
Next week, there's a key deadline for your Canada and Mexico tariffs. I believe those countries have done enough on the border to stop those from taking effect. And for President Macron,
we're on time with the tariffs, and it seems like that's moving along very rapidly. We've been mistreated very badly by many countries, not just Canada and Mexico. We've been taken advantage of. We were led by, in some cases, fools, because anybody that would sign documents like they signed, where they were able to take advantage of the American people, like has happened over the last long period of time, except for a little 4-year period that took place 4 years ago. But anybody that would agree to allow this to happen to our country should be ashamed of themselves. No, the tariffs are going forward on time, on schedule. This is an abuse that took place for many, many years. And I'm not even blaming the other countries that did this. I blame our leadership for allowing it to happen. I mean, who can blame them if they made these great deals with the United States, took advantage of the United States on manufacturing, on just about everything, every aspect that you can imagine they took advantage of. I look at some of these agreements, I'd read them at night, and I'd say, who would ever sign a thing like this? So the tariffs will go forward, yes, and we're going to make up a lot of territory. All we want is reciprocal. We want reciprocity. We want to have the same. So if somebody charges us, we charge them. It's very simple, but it'll be very good for our country. Our country will be extremely...
Okay, so that's why I think we're not going to get tariffed on oil and gas, because he said he wants reciprocity. So if somebody tariffs us, we'll tariff them back way harder. We're not tariffing Canadian oil and gas. We're actually selling it to them at a reduced rate. And he has hinted, well, not hinted, I mean, he said that Keystone XL will go forward. Actually, it was one of his first things that he did when he became president the first time around, is he signed off on 2 pipelines right away. The Keystone XL, which had been killed by the Obama administration and then left to die by the Notley government here in Alberta, but also the Dakota Access Pipeline Project, which was subject to crazy opposition, just the same Greenpeace foreign-funded nonsense, but it wasn't foreign-funded because it was coming out of San Francisco in the United States. And he basically said, no, you guys are going to move along. Or the army's coming, or the National Guard, or whatever. And that was it. Like, he just had a zero tolerance for not getting these energy projects done, thanks to activists. And so he, maybe we can bring up the tweet.
Yeah, he was
Danielle.
just on to it. Yeah, he was just, I was just going to say, he was on to this yesterday. It says our country is doing really well. Keystone XL pipeline that was viciously jettisoned by the incompetent Biden administration should come back to America and get built now. And Danielle Smith and Scott Moe, the Western premiers, were on this so fast. Agreed, President Trump, that project should have never been canceled. Lower fuel costs for American families is a big win. Let's scrap these inflammatory tariff ideas and focus on getting shovels in the ground right away. Just perfect, like an absolutely pitch perfect response to what he said. And this is his, I do believe this is his way of throwing a lifeline to the Western provinces that he knows are dependent on that American trade for everything that we do out here. I think that this is his lifeline to us, and man, is it appreciated. But it does sound as though all of the steel tariffs, the aluminum tariffs, the manufacturing, the cars, the car parts, the Ontario-centric tariffs are still a go. And I don't think that he's going to back off quick because of the antagonistic approach that Doug Ford and others have taken.
I mean, even on the debate stage last night, They're saying, oh, we cut off energy exports. And then Trump's like, actually, we're going to build more pipelines to export more energy. And the Western premiers are like, yeah, we are. It's like we're living in two different countries.
Another thing that happened on the debate stage that I thought was so interesting was Chrystia Freeland saying that Teslas should have 100% tariff. Tesla's coming in. Now, listen, not to say that your beef with Elon Musk shouldn't impact the economic drivers in Canada, but it should not. Your beef with what's happening in America made their choice. And you must respect that choice. That you don't like Elon, that you have a beef with him, that you have a beef with Trump, should not impact tariffs coming over the board because there's such a disparity. I mean, Canada has 40 million consumers. Okay, so if the buying power of Canada shuts off to America, America loses 40 million consumers. If it's the other way around, Canada loses 350 million consumers. I mean, the disparity is just so huge. And playing this hardball, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Just in terms of the sheer size difference between our countries, we are in a very precarious position, and antagonizing them the way that the Liberal Party and the liberal, the neocon liberal premiers have, is not going to serve us.
Well, and pick a lane. Like, are we not supposed to, at least according to these liberals, be no longer buying gas and diesel powered vehicles by 2035? Who's the biggest producer of these, or at least probably the most effective producer of gas or of electric vehicles? Most well known? Teslas. They don't have the you better take a fire extinguisher with you problem that the Chevy Volt had. It boggles the mind that they're all for green, except when the green guy takes an unpaid job streamlining the American administration.
Yes, and that's exactly what, it just goes to show you how petty they are. These are petty, vindictive, awful people, these liberals. And the faster that they're shown the door, the better for us Canadians. But yeah, go Keystone XL. Can't wait.
Any other companies doing business? Any other people tangentially related to a company that now works in the American administration? Do they have to worry about some sort of jingoistic Canadian boycott directed at them? It is. I mean, there's no other word for it except petty, and not really poorly thought out, actually, when you think
about it. Yes, it is. Yes.
Oh, hi, it's Ezra Levant here in Toronto with an important message because we need your help. Independent journalism in Canada is under attack. Government censors, big tech deplatformers, and the dying legacy media are all working together to maintain exclusive control on the information you receive. They don't want you to hear other voices like ours, and they really don't want you to be informed and to think for yourself. That's why the work we do here at Rebel News is so important. Our on-the-ground reporting, independent news shows, and special content you won't find anywhere else. It's all designed to give you trustworthy information and alternative viewpoints so you can decide for yourself. We don't get government money, and we are not owned by some big global conglomerate. We're funded by people just like you, so please support independent journalism and help us continue our work by subscribing and becoming a Rebel News Plus member today, right here on the page. Go to rebelnewsplus.com.